just share a brief statement of what the larger mission is of WSS. We're here to create a conscious collaboration technology infrastructure and education system that coordinates with and empowers existing stakeholders, resources, organizations, and governmental institutions to solve the climate crisis and to avoid the collapse of life on our planet. We offer a radically new and non-political cultural and leadership paradigm of non-competitive empowerment of sustained global effort through education, resources, technology, solutions, and workshops. Our teams operate to inform the programming of the Phoenix platform, a climate crisis solutions development and delivery system. And there are people working on this right now within the organization, so that's pretty awesome. Just a disclaimer. Actually, I'll do this disclaimer after our statement of purpose. That'll make more sense. So we welcome you to the Friday collaboration meeting. Experts say that we now have less than 5 years to avoid catastrophic environmental collapse. The purpose of this meeting together is to find ways that we meet the necessary and attainable goal of bringing sustainability to life processes on Earth. And so we have people like Shakri here that are awake at 1:30 a.m., understanding the necessity of these times and here. So thank you for being here. Our current strategies and approaches are not meeting the mark, and we are developing a model of transformation and education that will occur outside of the existing system. We see that operating outside of competition and moving into conscious collaboration can remove the previous barriers to swift climate solutions deployment. This meeting has two parts: one, from learning from others; two, spontaneous collaboration and innovation. We operate in a balance of structure and spaciousness to allow creative solutions to emerge. So we'll first listen to Thalya's presentation today, and we'll leave questions or room for questions and answers. You're always welcome to invite others to this meeting, and there will be a recording. You are also welcome to join any of the other WSS organizational processes, team of teams. There's specific climate initiatives outside of this meeting, and you're welcome to reach out to myself or, Cheryl. Cheryl's on the orientation team as well. So you can reach out to either one of us if you have any questions. So Thalya Dolores, the founder of Youths in Climate Action, YCA, is here to speak about her organization based in Cameroon. And Thalya, if you'd like to introduce yourself a little more, welcome to the meeting. It's so great to have you here.
My name is Thalya Dolores, and I'm the founder of a non-profit organization based in Cameroon called Youth in Climate Action. And we focus on a lot of things like promoting advocacy, youth empowerment, capacity building, as well as organizing events and workshops in schools to tackle environmental issues and talk about them. So that's literally what we do in Youth Climate Action. So on today's topic, I'm going to talk about, are young people scared to take action, and environmental education from elementary to tertiary school. So everything I'm going to say today is based on my experience and that of my community. And the first thing I'm going to say is this. Before I did this presentation, or before I prepared my slides and everything, I asked myself this question: what is the first step I'm going to take? Where do I even start? And all this amounts to fear. And I know that a lot of young people in my community don't take action because of fear. And they're so scared of the unknown. They are so scared of being committed. They are scared of success. Yeah, they're scared of success, and also they are scared of accountability. Hence, this led me to create Youth in Climate Action, because not only do we focus on tackling environmental issues, but we try as much as possible to increase the capacity between the members in our community and in the organization. So, like I said from the beginning, everything I'm going to say here today is based on my personal experience. And the first thing I would love to ask every member here, and you mustn't answer now, it's like a fruitful thought, is that is there something you know that will contribute to the quality of your life or bring more opportunities, but you're not doing it? And also, are you aware of things happening in your community, and are you educated? And lastly, climate change is scary, but there's no limit. You're not young, you're not old, you're not. In a nutshell, climate change is scary, but we all have to work together. So if there's anything that you know is going to bring more opportunities, why aren't you doing it? And this is the check mark where I would say most youths in my community are so scared of taking action. So I grouped the problem into three different parts: fear and criticism, limited resources, as well as capacity building. Okay, so the reason why I surveyed a lot of young people in my community, not only where I live in the southwest region of Cameroon, and it's an English speaking part. I surveyed the English speaking section and the French. Cameroon is a bilingual country, and I surveyed the French section as well. And the highest review or the highest concern was, I'm scared of what people will say. I don't know how to start, and I don't know where to start. So it just made me wonder that if young people could just start small, no matter how, you mustn't start and be perfect. Just start. But no, they're so scared. And when they keep saying, I don't know how or when, you see it at the end, the year has elapsed and you haven't done anything, or the month has elapsed, you haven't done anything. So on today's session, I would advise anybody to just start, no matter how small it is. My non-profit is it's not roughly 1 year. We're not 1 year yet, but we've not done a lot. But what we've done, it's not small, because we've impacted a lot of people and we've gotten a lot of feedbacks. And the other problem most people face in the climate space and in my community in general is limited resources. They have no knowledge about what climate change is all about, or environmental related diseases or environmental related issues, and they don't utilize the internet properly. For instance, there are a lot of resources online that they don't take into consideration. You don't just go online and you're looking for climate change. What exactly are you looking for? What is climate change, and how do you want to make an impact? And also, rather than focusing on what the internet gives you, what exactly is your community facing? Your community, what, like my community lately, it has been facing a lot of rainfall, a lot of flooding in the sea level, in the sea areas, and it has made a lot of people there to migrate from one community to another. So if I'm to be asked, Thalia, what is your community facing in respect to climate change? I will not, before going to the internet and doing my research and everything, I will have to survey, like, what are we facing? So most young people don't take out time to know the knowledge that is needed. And another one is no funding. And this point is a very valid and great point, because they start a project and they end up stopping it because, one, there's no funding to continue that project. There are no resources. You can't continue because there's not enough money to maybe build this or that. So most people start and stop because of that. And so the next problem, capacity building. This problem is, I'm going to elaborate more on this because I'm also part of it. Most people, what are you scared of? Public speaking. Likewise, I'm scared to talk, but where does that fear lead me to? Nowhere. If the fear, I wouldn't have come here today, but the more you make yourself, you have to show up, not for yourself, not only for yourself, but for everybody out there. You have to talk, and there's a lot of people that they are limited, their capacities are limited. They don't take out time to build themselves, to build their leadership. For instance, in our non-profit organization, we organize some teaching programs to innovative teaching program for children. And the plan was that every member in our team is going to teach. And the results were, I can't teach because I'm so scared. I don't know how to start. I can't speak in a group of people, be it young or old. And all I told them was just start. It's okay if they laugh at you. It's okay if the reviews are poor, but just start. And that's it. And also, young people don't know how to search for opportunities online. There are a lot of resources, there are a lot of reputable sources online to check if you're in the climate space. Maybe UNFCCC, UNEP, all those spaces. There are a lot of opportunities there, and most young people don't know how to look for opportunities. And when the opportunities come to them, they find it so overwhelming and they just keep it under the mat. Yeah. So, what are my implementations or recommendations? That we should never stop learning. Never stop learning. Take courses online related to climate change. Take courses online related to capacity building. Attend fellowships, attend workshops, events. Most times the problem is, why should I be in a space where I don't get money? Money is important, of course, but you don't get paid for what you've not worked for. You can't expect money when you've not put in the work. And what if the money comes and you misuse it? So we should never stop learning. We have to learn and implement everything we learn. Another point is we need to collaborate and partner with other organizations. Within climate change, sometimes partner with other organizations. Perhaps, let's say, during cleanup campaigns, we partner, and so we are many and we do the work. You can partner with other organizations online to increase your network, and also spread the word. Spread the word to everybody. Start, how do you spread the word? You see a paper, you pick it up, and when you see somebody doing that, don't be scared. Just say, you don't do this, do that. I know climate change is so overwhelming. Sometimes when you talk about it to people here in my community, they look at you as though you're not okay, like, where is this going to take you? But apart from that, imagine you going back to your community and you discover that no one lives there. They've all migrated. It has become, there are no trees, and it has become bare as a desert. And why? All this has resulted to the ripple effects of climate change. So we should be conscious and intentional about this. And nothing is small. The small we do, it's not as small as we think. So we establish environmental clubs in schools. And the reason for doing, and our niche, or we're mostly younger people, like younger children. Before doing this, we had a lot of drawbacks because most of the teachers were like, they are too young to understand this, and are you sure it's going to make a difference? But Youth in Climate Action doesn't focus on the giving notes and when we went there, we're trying to be innovative by watching climate change videos, videos on how to stop pollution or the effects of pollution, and we let them experiment by drawing art projects, by drawing. We brought out like the sustainable development goals, and we grouped them, and we're like, what do you think? Where do you think we fall? So we're trying to be innovative in our methodology. So what my advice I would give to somebody trying to engage in the climate space through education is that be creative, be innovative, and be different. Do a lot of things. Climate change doesn't just end in the class. It's an outdoor activity. You have to do things outdoor. You can't be talking about let's say the effects of pollution and it ends in class. We have to go out and see what we are talking about and try to work towards that. Also, I was on social media, like I said, they say the world is digitalized, but I don't think a lot of people really know how important this era is where we are in the world. It's so digital that there's a lot of resources, a lot of courses online, a lot of certifications online that we can take to increase our knowledge on climate change. And also going to the problem-based approach, that I think that when discussing climate change in a community, rather than talking only of a lot of issues, we should also focus on what our community is facing. Don't just focus on the other communities. Yes, the world is a global space, but you have to start from your niche. So we focus on what is your community facing, try to tackle that and go to the next step. So this is my own methodology I would give to anybody willing to incorporate environmental education or climate change in schools, be it tertiary or elementary school. Misconception about climate change or environmental education. Environmental education is only for environmentalists. I studied environmental science in school. I have a bachelor's degree in environmental science, but my network or my organization is a diverse group of different people. When people came to volunteer or to be part of my organization, the first thing I asked them, where are you from? Because I didn't want it to be just environmentalists. We have law students, we have a lot of people, finance, a lot of people, because if we just have environmentalists, we are surrounded almost towards the same thing. So we have a lot of people from different places, so we can get a lot of different ideas. So environmental education is not for environmentalists, it's for everybody. We have to be educated and aware. Climate change is only an environmental issue. Well, climate change is a chain. Climate change is a chain. It's when, for instance, if flooding occurs here, it relates to mental health, it relates to migration. So climate change is not just an environmental issue. It's a chain of other issues that starts from somewhere. So if we say, I can't engage in climate education or environmental education because it's for environmentalists or just an environmental issue, then we are wrong, because it's a chain of other issues. Climate change is only a problem for the future generation, and that again is not true. Right now, we are facing a lot of activities, a lot of like the world back then and now are totally different. Where I stay now, it rains every day, but just a few miles by me, it's so sunny. It's like we live in different towns, but we're at the same place. So it's an issue. It's a problem that is already happening, and we don't just it doesn't end at word of mouth. We have to spread it outside. No matter how young you are, we still have to spread it outside. I don't know where or how to start. Oh, this was me when I was creating my non-profit organization. I didn't know where to start because I was like, who is going to take me seriously? Am I going? Do I know who my target population is? So all these just amount again to fear that we think a lot about the future, but we don't work towards it. So in a nutshell, just start, no matter how small. You're going to fail. Yes, we failed a lot of times. I've failed a lot of times in my organization, but we keep moving and progressing. Okay, the first thing I'm going to say is this. You're not too young to make a change, and you're not too old to change. Don't be scared to tell that old lady that throws banana peel on the floor that it's not right. You're not too old to change, and we are not too young to make a change. It starts from small, and I don't know how to put this, but Climate change is real. Okay, don't be afraid to share your passion for climate change and people in your life. A lot of my family, they know how, and my niche, they know how interested I am in this field. I'm really much into it that I say that if you're in the climate space, there's a lot you can still be while in the climate space. I'm a climate change advocate as well as I'm studying web designing, graphic design. So you don't just limit yourself to that niche. You can still be in the climate space and be another thing. So I help my community or my team members when it comes to designing and online certification, all those. Connect, build a community. Start with your community and don't limit yourself just to that community. Don't limit yourself to that community. You should while improving your community, try to migrate to another community because you might impact your community, yes, and also migrate to another community. Be intentional about what you do. Start small. No matter what you do now, here, or in the climate space or life in general, be intentional. Even when the results are not here yet, but we have to be intentional about everything we do and just go with the flow and have fun. Thank you. That's the end of my presentation today.